What's going on, Raiders? Doolum here, and today we're going to be talking about one of my new favorite features that I just realized existed. And yeah, don't make fun of me. I realized it existed just now. So, first, I wanted to talk about my Arbiter progress. I just made a video of this on my main channel as well. If you're not over there, you should be. I split my content between the two channels, and it's a great time. But yeah, right now I am done with this current mission for equipping 2 champions with a ring, amulet, and banner. As you see, I'm not claiming it currently because it has 250 energy in it. And the reason why is because I don't have time to run down all that energy right now. So I figured, why not just hold it and not claim it for right now? Because there's no point. Because the next Arbiter mission is upgraded affinity bonus to level 7, and I have like 580 more medals to go before I can do that. So I'm not going to be getting there anytime soon, so I'm not holding my progress up at all. So I figured, why not? If I don't have the time to spend the energy, just hold the objective until you're able to spend all the energy that's in here and not be overcapped for a long time. So that's a great little tidbit for you. Another great little tidbit for you is clicking that link down below in the description. Day 1, you're going to unlock Eleanor, who's got HP burns as well as poisons and a way to detonate those poisons. At level 15, you're going to unlock Tagore. At level 30, you're going to be getting Ugo, and you need to type in the promo code Monkey King Day 1 to unlock Sun Wukong. You need to do this within the first 24 hours of making your account. You also need to click the link down below if you are on iOS so you can type in any promo codes you have. So, I was working on Arbiter missions, and I got to here now, and you can see one of the Arbiter missions is clear stage 14 or higher of Arcane Keep. One of the Arbiter missions was actually to go into the dungeons here and go all the way here and go into Fire Knight's Castle. And it was to clear Fire Knight's Castle on auto on stage 14. And I realized when I was doing this, I was beating my head into this, that going into this with just full auto was not working. And this was the team that I was using. Well, actually, yeah, the team that I was using Cupidus instead, and I was using Supreme Gaelic in the Aura position. I realized that speed was going to be really important here, so I ended up putting a no-gear High Katoon in the Aura position, and even when High Katoon died, that Aura for ally speed stayed the whole time. So I had that 19% extra speed the entire time, even though she was dying. But if she did get to that third wave, I was having that special ready to go, and that was really helping, or the A2, and the A2 was giving increased speed and increased turn meter as well. And the way I was making sure that was happening is clicking this little icon here called Team Setup. So what you're doing here is you make a team, and you have that team set up, and you can actually have preset teams here. I don't know what the limit is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15 maybe. I don't know. Counting's hard. So I have my preset team here. And what you do is you click this little button here that looks like an abacus, and you could do something that is probably the coolest thing I have ever seen in a game that is of this structure in my life. First of all, you can rename it to whatever you want. Also, amazing. And then you can literally preset what you want your characters to do. So right now, I'm on High Katoon, and I'm pretty much telling High Katoon on wave 1 of this content, which you have the first minion wave, the second minion wave, and then you get to the boss, right? I'm telling her on wave 1, she can use her A1, she could use her A3, but she cannot use her A2. On round 2, same thing, cannot use the A2. On round 3, I'm making sure the A2 is always used if available, and that's going to get that turn meter of all allies by 15%, and it places a 30% increased speed buff on allies for 2 turns. That is guaranteeing it's going to be up for the 3rd round, which is going to be the boss that I want a bunch of speed for. For Supreme Gaelic, what I did in round 1 is oh, there we go. Now it loaded. I just made it so he did not use his A2. That's it. I just didn't want him to use his A2 on waves 1 or wave 2. Then in wave 3, I only wanted him using his A2 because his A2 hits 4 times. And it's only one character, so it's going to hit 4 times and take out that big shield that he has to be able to do a lot more damage to him. And that was super, super important. And then for Alice, I always let it so that she was doing anything on wave 1, anything on wave 2. And then in wave 3, I made sure she was only doing her A1. Now, I know what you're saying is you could probably let her do her A2 as well, but the A2 was only going to be helpful if the shield was down so I could decrease the turn meter. But unfortunately, I couldn't figure out a way to get it so it would only do the A2 when the shield was down. It wasn't that in-depth, which was, I would have loved that. That would have been amazing, but that's okay. But the A1 hits 3 times. It has an 80% chance to hit a third time, right? And it's going to get through that shield super, super fast. We'll go to Ugo now. Ugo, I just made sure Ugo did not use her A3 because I wanted to make sure she had her A3 up turn 1 because she was going right after the boss. And that means the boss was going to put decreased speed on my characters. I wanted to cleanse that immediately with Ugo A3. Then for Kale, I just made sure I saved the A3 Disintegrate, which hits a bunch of times, 4 times. But if it's a single target, it's going to hit that single target 4 times. So I'm hitting 4 times with Kale, 4 times with Supreme Gaelic, potentially 3 times with Alice. I'm getting that speed boost from the A2 from High Katoon. I'm also getting that aura from High Katoon as well. And it made it so much easier. And it made it so I could actually clear this content. Because I was stuck on this when I just didn't have a team set up. I put it on auto battle and I ran it. And the challenge was to do it 10 times on an auto battle. Now, when you guys are doing an auto battle or you guys have to beat something a certain amount of times for any sort of arbiter missions here. So we'll go here, we look at Arcane Keep and we can go here. It doesn't have any sort of super raids, so it doesn't apply to this. But what it does apply to is going to apply to specific dungeons. So if we go a little bit further here in the arbiter missions, we're going to go to... there we go. Clear stage 15 of the Ice Golem's Peak on 10 times on normal, on auto, right? So this is going to benefit from doing super raids. So if you go over to Ice Golem's Peak and you go to, let's say this is stage 15, and I click super raids, you're going to get 2 completions per, which is awesome. So it's not wasting your energy, and it's actually having the amount of time that you are working on this, which is absolutely awesome. So you don't have to worry about that. And the other good thing is you can actually smart target, okay? And what that means is I'm actually going to show you. So we're going to go in here, and we're going to go into Super Raid. We're going to go into Stage 14 of Ice Golem. And what you could do here, while it's on auto... Alice is going to wipe these first 2 nodes, so we're not going to be able to see it really quick. But while you're on auto, you can choose who you want to target, and that still is considered autoing the content according to the Arbiter missions. So if you see the boss is super, super low, and you want to make sure you're taking out that boss very quickly before the next wave drops, whatever it might be, before he summons more minions, you absolutely want to do that. Inversely, on this dungeon here, you want to take out the minions first, because if the minions are not dead and the boss uses his ability, the minions are actually going to increase his chances of putting a freeze on your characters. Now, what also happens is every time you lower him past a certain health threshold, I think it's 80, 60, 45, 30, 15, he's going to do that hit and potentially freeze, just like that. You saw how that freeze went off? But right now, he's so low on health, I'm going to target him anyway and just ignore it and know that my Alice can kill him faster. So that is a super smart way to get through a little bit harder content while still considering autoing it without having to get some super specific characters. Also, this is not a bad shield. An epic shield, 5 stars, defense, resist crit damage. That's not terrible. Without having to worry about getting characters that are super tailored to just doing Fire Knight's Castle, like people with calling allies to attack or anything like that. So it's really, really great to be able to kind of cheese that system to get through the Arbiter missions that much faster. And it was something that I really loved learning, and I could do that for every single game mode. I could do that for everything, so I can make sure I'm getting the most from my characters without having to sit there and just actually tap the screen over and over again, especially for something like Clan Boss, when in Clan Bosses, a lot of the time, I'm just a hit and I walk away from it because it does take quite a while, especially the better your team gets and the more survivability your team has, it is going to get stronger and stronger, and it can take 10, 15, even 20 minutes. So being able to set that up to do exactly what you want it to do without you having to babysit it is absolutely insane, and it makes it for an amazing experience. So 100% shout out to Polarium there and the team for setting something up like that. I wish that was a thing and that was the ballpark standard in many other games, because that is absolutely awesome. I hope you guys learned something here. I hope you guys are working on your Arbiter missions. Let me know down in the description below. But make sure you are clicking that link down in the description, because you guys need to start off your journey right with Eleanor, Tagore, Ugo, and Sun Wukong. And make sure you're doing that. But until next time, this has been Duelim. Later, Raiders.